My fellow weirdos. So, it's Saturday afternoon, and I've been debating. I went and got the mail from the week, and we'll see if anything. I opened a few things, and later tonight, um, I'll open the rest because some things were from Social Security and stuff. So we'll see what the deal is. There's been no alert envelope, so it doesn't. Anyway, I've been debating, do I even want to tell any? So, we'll see how it goes. It might turn into one video with a few things, or a couple little videos, just because it hasn't been as a very quiet Saturday, news-wise. A lot of shit broke last night, apparently, um, like they like to do. Yeah, there's kids on the playground, because it's 7 o'clock. Stays light so late now. We did get a little sun, so I am hoping frickin' tomorrow is better. But, oh yes, the Chrisleys, he pardoned. I said it before, I will say it again. He is not pardoning people who deserve it, or people who were wrongly convicted, it was found out later, or anything like that. He is pardoning people that are transactional. Chrisley's daughter put on a MAGA hat and spoke at RNC, and they had no problem with that because the Chrisley name brought people. They they were the Trumps of the South, is what they called themselves on the show. And she said that, and they were all agog. Oh, yes. That's why they got it. They defrauded all those people, and what? Now they don't have to pay any of that back? The only reason they were rich was because they were doing all this defraudment. He, if it's not transactional, if somebody doesn't do something for him or does something that he admires, which actually translates into he's a criminal like Trump is, they're a criminal. He has pardoned people that have committed, but pay attention to this because this is something I've noticed. He has pardoned people that have committed the same crimes as he has. Are you going to say, well, Judy, he pardoned people that were rapists, and he's pardoned people that, like, he got him over, and they did human trafficking and pedophile stuff. I will say it louder for those who didn't hear it. He is pardoning people that did the same crimes he himself did and has a big name and or are Trump supporters. Usually if they've committed the crimes that he's committed, they are Trump supporters. Yes, I do mean what I said. He is an adjudicated rapist. Adjudicated just means it's the equal, because it was a civil case, not a criminal case, because of the time length. You can still have them as a sexual offender, but you can't, certain things. So it was civil, not criminal. But what he was not accused of, but convicted of in civil court is the equivalent of what rape is in a criminal trial. So yes, he sexually assaulted her, and he should be on the sexual offenders list because it doesn't matter what the assault was. If you're convicted on a sexual assault charge, you are an offender. And yes, I believe I absolutely, I believe no, that he mess with girls that were younger than legal age, which is the definition of a pedophile. He sexualized his own daughter as an infant, looking at her legs, not as a baby, as his child, but as a female to be appraised. All the crimes, all the frauding for loans that the Chrisleys did, that's some of his 34 felony convictions. His own. You watch who he pardons. I don't care what the excuse is. It's all going to be bullshit anyway. Look at the crimes the person he is pardoning has committed. They're the same crimes Donald was convicted of, but never got a chance to get sentenced because of the election. Because he wants this world filled with those people. What he doesn't understand is you get rid of all the people that you guys take advantage of and you only want to keep the rich people. Well, you're just going to be fucking and conning each other. You won't be getting anything because you're just going to be doing it back and forth if you get rid of all the people that do the work, you fucking idiots. Those kind of people that are wealthy and criminal and greedy kind of the wealthy, for all their celebrity and all their wealth, they really either they don't think ahead or their planning skills suck. Because, I mean, people. You let me know. Let me know if you think the same thing. I know some other people are saying, Judy, he's committed every crime there is. God. Well, he hasn't committed murder. He almost was an accomplice to murder, because if it hadn't been stopped, and if they had gotten a hold of Mike Pence, they very well may have hung him because there was a gallows there. But look, there are some things that he may have done, but he wasn't convicted of. The people he pardons have done the same crimes and they're the same kind of criminals as he is. And Elon. Okay, so the things they now know. Personally, I think everything that Elon has done through Doge should be, everything that is possible to be reversed should be reversed immediately. All that USAID, everything should be put back as much as possible. Now, I know there's a lot that can't be reinforced, that can't be fixed. Like a lot of those deportations. Oh, he did another illegal one. They told him not to do it, and like 3 minutes later, it was something. There was a plane being leaving, and then he did it before. They looked at timelines, so he's done that again. But and the reason is, it's now come out what everybody has suspected and rumor has had about Elon. And I think everything that he's done should be reversed and null and void as much as possible, because he was under the influence. Now, yeah, we know weed I have no problem with. I myself have dabbed for physical medical, not mental medical. It's not anxiety, it's used for CBD wax, which means it's got more of the pain, much less of the THC, which is the high, and more of the substance, the CBD, that actually helps physically with the pain receptors. So unless I smoke a whole lot, I don't get that much of a buzz. Um, I mean, if I smoke 2 hits, 3 hits, it'll alleviate the pain in a few minutes. Um, Take a few more and I can get a high. But so weed, I have no problem with. Even weed, because I've smoked weed before I used CBD, but I was just so high all the time. And that's what I was told by somebody I love and care about, and explained the difference. I was like, oh, that's a big difference. I'm not always high and tired, you know? Um, so weed I have no problem with. Even if you're working in the, I mean, not doing it on the job, okay, which, I mean, obviously he was. But it wasn't just weed. It was Adderall as a stimulant. And so he was doing uppers and downers. He was doing Adderall, which is a stimulant. And we know ketamine, which is like an anesthetic almost. So that's kind of like a downer. It kind of like numbs you. Oh, an weight loss drug. Because he couldn't stand being told he looked chubby when he was jumping around on stage. That's probably the fat friend who takes the fat drug, that the fat shot that Trump was talking. It's probably Elon. And everybody knows it was probably Elon, which is probably why Elon bashed the bill, the big, what they call the big beautiful bill. I call it the big bend Americans over without dinner bill. But aside, and that's probably why he bashed it, because Trump said my friend who takes the fat shot. But he also takes ecstasy, which is MDMA, I think it's called, right? And psychedelic mushrooms. But he's taking all of this with the ketamine and the fat shot and the Adderall. I mean, all of this every day. He has a drug box that apparently there is proof of. And he has like 20 pills a day, and it goes everywhere with him. And he's complained to multiple people that he's taken so much ketamine that it's given him bladder problems. Probably uses Depends, or he can't. I don't know, but from what I understand, that ketamine, that is, ketamine, extensive use and abuse of ketamine does eventually affect the bladder, apparently. Now, all those people wouldn't have known that. Come on. So obviously he's using that. So if you're on all of that stuff during this time, none of that shit he did should even be legitimized. I mean, my own representative, Mikey Shower, represented a bill for the Test Elon for Drugs bill. Because none of that can be legit. Y'all don't fucking let us keep our jobs if you find we have weed in our fucking system. Even if you're working at Burger King. But somebody in the White House with access to everybody's data and all the government computers can be on this list of fucking shit and not have any repercussions? I think not, my little weirdos. And he's just well on his way to making his own little Aryan nation. This runs into another thing. He's already got 14 children with 4 different women. And he's paid women, but only white women, to have his children. Well, Stephen Miller, the little ghoul that looks like Nazis' ghouls, Apparently, his wife Katie, I almost said Katie Goebbels, Katie Miller, was put in by the Doge stuff to keep an eye and babysit on him. And when Elon left, she left with him. And Miller lost his wife. How would you want to bet that bitch ends up pregnant within the next few months? And it's Elon's. How much you want to fucking bet me? Now I'm going to start coughing from all that, from laughing, because I just took some allergy pills before I started the video, so that we're going to be cutting in soon. But, holy crap-a-roo Batman, right? Alright? That's fucking hilarious. You see Smudgy coming in. How much is that fucking hilarious? Right? Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up, and I'm gonna upload this sucker while I'm doing a second one to kind of do a Saturday wrap up. But is that rich? I guarantee it's baby number 15 or whatever it is will be Katie Miller. I will say I told you so if we ever get that news. Peace out. See you in a bit.